Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today I want to talk about Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition and fun, and how the game is fundamentally not about fun, alright? And how the vast majority of Dungeons & Dragons commentators are telling you something that is shockingly, dramatically, outrageously wrong. Alright, here we go. Alright, so you could knock around the internet, and you can't spin around and throw a rock without hitting it on the internet, figuratively, without finding some D&D commentator spouting nonsense of, if you're having fun, when you DM, when you dungeon master, or when you play, as long as everybody's having fun, you're doing it right. I detest this information because, one, it is ubiquitous. It is found on virtually every single D&D commentator's lips, and so it's fundamentally bad from that perspective because it's boring, right? Everybody's saying it, and they say it every week. Ginny D literally acknowledges that 90% of what she's saying is this information and is this, and talk to your players, right? You're like, why do you even have a channel? Why not just slap, if you're doing it right, if you're having fun, if everybody's having fun, you're doing it right, and talk to your players, just slap that up as an image on your channel and be done. Stop talking, because all your information is the same thing, right? And Ginny D is really honest about it. She's like, oh, I pretty much just say that a new way every week, right? Yeah. Well, I don't know. It drives me crazy, right? And so here's the thing, right? So I tell you all the time that D&D is not about fun. It's a lot more than that, right? But I haven't brought you the science. Today I'm going to give you the literal science, right? So Nerd Immersion, he just found this fascinating piece of information. If you look in the Dungeon Master Guide in Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition, you will find that fun is listed. There is a section in the Dungeon Master Guide that gives you guidance on having fun. It is specifically half a page long in a 320-page book. It's not even half a page long, right? And what it says about fun is that you can use different terrain types to make encounters fun. There you go. Now, let's do the math, right? Let's do the science, right? Let's observe and do the science with math, right? And then we're going to have a data-based opinion, right? Isn't that a fact? Right? So let's do it. All right. So 320 pages in the Dungeon Master Guide. One half of one of those pages is dedicated to the word fun and is dedicated to the concept of fun. That means that in order to find the percentage of fun that the Dungeon Master is directed to by the game, that, to put it into percentage perspective, right? That means it's 1 divided by 740, and I've done the math. That is 0.16%. That means that 99.86% of Dungeons & Dragons is not fun. 0.16% is fun. And so that means, scientifically, when most D&D commentators are telling you, if you're having fun, you're doing it right, they are ignoring raw. They are ignoring rules as written dramatically, right? Dungeons & Dragons is not about fun, right? And the reason why is you are going to have fun when you do something challenging that you enjoy and you do it well, right? The best way to find fun and have fun is never to seek it. Fun occurs. It cannot be planned. It cannot be manufactured, right? It occurs when you are doing other things. And that's where, and so the reality is, if you're a dungeon master, you should be thinking about the fun of your players 0.16% of the time, and 99.86% of the time, you should be worried about tasks that are not fun, right? And the reality is, fun is going to occur at your table, but it's going to manifest pretty much magically. Nothing, it will. You're going to always have some nonsense player who makes a joke, or you don't need to do anything to make sure your people are having fun. They wanted to come to your table. They accepted the invitation when they're invited, or they invited themselves. I get a lot of that at my table. And and so they're there. The fun is already built in. You don't need to focus on it. And the science tells you that if you are listening to a D&D commentator who tells you as long as everybody's having fun, you're doing it right, they're fundamentally wrong. Another thing that I really detest about that advice is it is a misbelief. It is a wrong belief. It is dramatically incorrect to think that you can tell if your players are having fun. A lot of people show at your table for lots of reasons. Fun is probably one of the last of them, right? So, and the reality is, and trust also, if you guys haven't learned this yet, please learn it. If you need to ask somebody if they're having fun, they're not. Like, you will be able to tell. I can't tell you how important this is for you to learn, all right? So, D&D is not about fun. I just gave you the science. That's my opinion, or maybe it's fact. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.